I'm Julian Rutherford, and I'm an associate professor in the Department of Women, Children, and Family Health Science in the College of Nursing at UIC. My kind of bulk of my research is on pregnancy and the environment of pregnancy and fetal development and how that shapes health across the rest of your life. So I also have kind of developed a program of research in sexual harassment and gender discrimination in STEM fields, emerging originally from field sciences like geology, anthropology, climate science, other kinds of things like that where you're going to a field site. So that was a detour that my work has taken in the last few years. The report from the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine issued a landmark study in June of 2018 that's hundreds of pages long. So it's a tome, but there is a summary which I highly recommend that people read. And in it they summarize really decades of evidence and present kind of an evidence-based scientific argument that we have a real problem of sexual harassment and specifically gender discrimination within science, engineering, medicine. In this kind of work, one of the things that we talk about and is highlighted in the study is that things like Title IX are important, but they tend to emphasize compliance, right, with a set of rules and guidelines of what is and is not appropriate and reporting mechanisms. They don't really address changing culture, changing behavior. They are about following rules. And those kinds of programs then also kind of highlight things like reporting mechanisms for targets or survivors. But what we know is that reporting is often a horrible experience for people. It is not the end-all be-all to have some really logical, easy system to follow where you can report them something, because the aftermath is usually pretty terrible.
Hi, I'm Rutherford and Arreola. I'm the program director for UIC's Latinos in Science office. Las Ganas is a federally funded program aimed at making sure that UIC is the best campus it can be for all of our Latinx identified students who are majoring in science. And we are halfway through our 5-year grant. We provide initiatives such as peer mentoring, a research fellowship, and work with students before they even enter UIC while they're doing their applications to UIC as well as their financial aid. So as a new program on campus, we're just into our 2nd year serving students, but we have seen an overwhelming response. Our peer mentor program is meeting all of its goals. Our research fellowship is popular as well. Students are coming to our programming events. These are things that we didn't think we would quite see until later on into the program. This tells us that students have been looking for this kind of program, this kind of community. They're coming together, talking about what it means to be a first-generation college student, what that means to be Latinx, as well as a scientist in training. The stereotype for who becomes a scientist is still very much about men who are white in lab coats with Einstein hair. And so by creating this community, this intentional community, these students who are a lot of them are the first ones to go to college in their family, get together and have conversations about it, what it means to go into science, especially our students who are in our research fellowship, who are in labs, they're conducting research, they're working with our faculty on a regular basis. And they get to talk about all those fears that I think a lot of people have during college. Am I doing this right? Why is it so hard? Am I not as smart as everyone's always told me? And when they start sharing those fears together, they realize that they aren't the only ones who are thinking that. And that's so reassuring for them.